P-Town Week in Review, February 26th to March 4th. On P-Town, we had a very interesting week. Early on, we were notified of some weather coming through Thursday, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday planned to hit it hard riding wise. So Monday went out on the gravel, did a prison loop with the bonus. Tuesday night we did another gravel ride, and we climbed the West Nanticoke mountain, which wasn't doable in a while due to snow/mud, so that was the first time we were able to get on that loop. And then Wednesday we did a big gravel ride as well, the Reservoir Dogs Loop, which is a 30-miler. Encompasses going around the Seastown Dam and the Huntsville Dam. Then that storm they had predicted did come, so Thursday and Friday were pretty much snowed in. Didn't get much done riding-wise then, but did get to finish up some videos that you saw published earlier during that week. And Saturday we were invited to go to Nick's house up in Pittston, and then walk down to the Piston St. Patty's Day Parade. So before that, Stein and I met up around 7 in the morning and did a prison loop beforehand. Then we went up there, and that turned into a fantastic, eventful day of riding, going to the parade, going to SBC, going on an adventure to get a car unstuck from a ditch, and then ended up going back to Binny Brewing Company for dinner and to end out the night. And then Sunday, woke up a little under the weather from that previous action the day before, but still went down to Mainville, which was a good ride down there with Eric Hyduk leading the ride. The Slug and the Slugette were there, and also a guy that we met named Jim, who apparently rode a Stein a while back before. But they had a good ride planned down there with lots of climbing, and it was neat for me because I haven't ridden Mainville in it was almost 10 years probably since I was in college down there at Bloomsburg. We used to ride there often, but haven't been there since. So it was neat to see some of the old trails and how things have changed down there since then. So here's some videos from the week. Enjoy. So Monday's prison loop saw Ken and I in attendance. We did the full prison standard, including going down Hardisky. We left a little after 5 o'clock, so we got some of the ride done in the daylight, which was nice as usual. Conditions today were a little sloppy, as they have been in the past few weeks with the freeze-thaw cycle we have going, and the rain and snow we've been getting as well, keeping everything nice and wet.
Being raised in melee's ancient, or the modern worker struggle that inspires men to stand up for their rights. And should we fall down by the wayside in this ever-changing world, we can look back to these heroes of our past, with a stark determination and ferocious eyes.
I was also beating up on my road bike a little on this ride, because my new tires didn't come in yet for the gravel bike.
With the never-present message that time and tide waiteth for no man.
Here we are crossing the road-closed bridge out on Hardisky, which has become quite a task the last week or two. As you saw in last week's video, it is a little deep if you step in the right or wrong spot. So we've been using caution going across that lately.
Just remember something that we are. So go on, rally round, this red light is cold, with British and pride and honor and its gold. And its gold! So charging the flames, to be no hard men, fire above and away me boys. Under perilous conditions, with small hope of success, they left behind the lives that they once led. And by virtue of their fortitude and single-minded strength, they cleared the way for the people of today. So when we think back to our ancestors, respectfully we hark and thank the man who struggle broke the chain. It's a long road up ahead of us, let's forge on while we're strong and leave a mark of honor once again.
have Leah, Stein, and myself go on the West Nanticoke Mountain Loop. We had great weather. It was a beautiful evening. Conditions weren't bad, a little wet, as we said they have been the last few weeks, but not bad. Stuff was starting to dry out a little bit.
It's setting in the era any land. When a piece of tyrants force the hand of matters great or small, it inspires men to stand up for their rights. So come on, rally round, let's spread around the cause with tradition, pride, and honor and score. So try to defend to these noble-hearted men. I got fun in the way boys. So come on, rally round, let's spread around the cause with tradition, pride, and honor and score. So try to defend to these noble-hearted men. I got fun in the way boys. I got fun in the way boys.
There's Papa Stein getting some coming up Misdale Road, and the bagpipes are starting up here to represent Leah's funeral as we approach the big climb. This is the start of the West Nanticoke mountain climb. We turn left off of Misdale Road here onto a state forest road that takes you up. It's about 2 miles the whole length and about an average 6% grade most of the way. So it's a burner.
I can say, but for him it's too late. Spicy was big, burly and strong. His pipes are gigantic and so is he slow. From city to city, running around, always
We hit the first 2 switchbacks of the climb at prime time to get a beautiful sunset in the background here. Afterwards, we had a pierogi and kielbasi dinner to celebrate. Wednesday, right after work, got out on a quick loop with Leah and Piper around P-Town to give her a leg stretch, get her a run. Conditions were not too bad on P-Town this day, but it quickly deteriorated the next few days of the week here.
I don't know what you want to talking about, and who drank all my beer?
Wednesday we did the Reservoir Dogs loop. It was a gravel route, a 30-miler. We did it all after 6 we left, so it was dark. I don't have any video of that, but here's the relive from it. We head out, do some of the prison standard loop, but then we veer off here and we go around the Seastown Dam. It's actually an old road, but it's not used at all anymore, obviously, but it's a neat one. Then we circle back around towards the back mountain area, and we come around the backside of the Huntsville Dam right there. So that's why we call it the Reservoir Dogs. So yeah, Stein, Ken, and I on that one. So I did the Reservoir Dogs loop today.
You smell like poop.
Conditions were moist, but overall not too bad.
It was a fast one.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stops.
No.
Minimal.
Kept the pace up.
The dam was very wet. The dam here, what dam was that, Gary? The Cassie Green Road.
Yeah, Cassie Green Road. Some
That
people.
was very wet and muddy.
Ceasetown Dam.
Water,
Some-
mud, ice, snow, and it started to rain.
Yeah,
that
all on one sector. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got stuck in one spot. She got stopped. Pretty rocky at the end. That final climb out to that Trojan Road.
Yeah.
Gets really rocky. Soft, very soft in spots today.
Yeah, we had a couple rim grabbing sections in there. What else do we have?
We're going to talk about the impending weather.
Yeah.
Oh, the weather.
So tomorrow looks like a definite washout, I think.
It's gonna rain.
Probably have a better chance of riding plowed roads on Friday than
Yeah.
tomorrow, you know?
That's why I hit it hard this week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday got good rides in. Tomorrow's done Friday. Now we're looking at 3 to 6 inches of snow or something.
I'm hearing a dusting.
Ken said we need more content, more Leah interviews.
Why? Why?
More content, more Leah interviews.
I'm cutting my pancake right now.
What kind of pancakes are they?
I don't know. You made them.
Fresh pancakes, homemade.
Got some scrambled eggs for the protein.
Since
Don't
we
know.
can't have meat today since it's Friday.
Don't know when I'm gonna use this protein. I guess to nap on the couch.
Shoveling the driveway,
I'm not shoveling the driveway.
shoveling the sidewalk.
Tree branches are falling down and killing my trees.
It's death out here.
I'm not looking good for graveling, mountain biking.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Biking.
Friday ride's looking like it may be a bust. We'll see when this stops, though. Who knows?
Friday pool games.
The snow doesn't stop. We'll just play pool, listen to vinyl, have a drink or two. Branches are falling. The Saturday before we left for the parade, Sty and I ended up going out. We left around 7:30, and we did a modified prison loop, which ended up being very unique. Conditions, especially Jesse's Road, were pure ice. We had to be very gentle and delicate on every nature from braking to pedaling to everything just to stay upright. The rest of the loop wasn't too bad ice-wise. A couple spots here on Castro were pretty bad. But the rest was okay till we got back to Jesse's again. Then it was tiptoeing back up to the house. Also ran into some of the damage from the high winds on Friday along the route. A few cars still abandoned as well. This one's in the middle of the field on Deer Park Road. And this poor guy was stuck out by the Lehman High School. You can see how the surface is just complete ice here.
Outnumbered lot.
Then we ran into a gentleman that had a very important message for us.
Pretty hardcore.
Thanks.
Good for you.
Thanks. See ya.
Pretty hardcore. Pretty hardcore.
What?
We need more Leah content. Oh, thank you for making me breakfast.
Yeah,
Cameras recording cameras.
The world's gonna explode.
No.
Quality cuts of pork. No, Piper wants some too. She knows. She knows. And after we changed and ate, we picked up Birdman and we headed up to Pittston and Nick's house, where we then went to the parade down on Main Street there in Pittston. Stein and Larry getting ready to beat up some children in order to catch some mini frisbees. Up, Stein got one.
From there I got away, my spirits never failed and landed on the cage just as the ship was sailing. Captain at me rowed, said that no room had he. Then I jumped aboard a cabin bound for Paddy. Down among the pigs, pigs and bonny rigs, danced some hardy jigs, the water early bubbling up the hardy head. Wish myself was dead, a better fire instead on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, Larry found one too. And after that float came two randomly placed Chevy vans just in the middle of the parade, which was just classic. I made the comment that would probably be Rich and I in 50 years, hopefully. After the parade, we walked up to the Tomato Bar, hung out there. They had a tent set up outside with the band playing. From there, Ed picked us up and we went to SBC, where they had another band playing.
Drink up the cider, drink up the cider, for tonight we'll merry be. We'll knock the milkmaids over and roll them in the clover, roll the corn's hat, and so are we. Drink up.
So we hung out at SBC for a little while listening to that band, and then eventually Ed got a call from Laura that one of her friends that was coming in was stuck on the road. So we eventually left SBC to go help her out and get her car loose.
We never stopped to think about what Rush stood for fun. Should I call her security and they're always on the run. But Rush sure looks a good story just for you and me. I'm pretty much tired of a right fucking word. It started with a little lad named Berman McCann, who fell upon a drink, they made him feel like quite a man. He rounded up his furry boys, so some were around. They quickly changed their tune and they slammed a couple down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, all you good rats, send you to heaven. You find the burning gates in the vault and the fold.
This was after we got her car unstuck. There's a nice gentleman there with the truck that pulled us out. She was down in that ditch there, which is hard to tell from the video, but it's a pretty big ditch that she was in. So we shoveled it out first and then got her straightened out, and she was able to pull out with the help from the truck. Sunday, as we stated, Stein and I headed down to meet up with the crew in Mainville, my old stomping grounds down there across the river from Bloomsburg. We got a nice mountain bike ride in that day. Temperatures were relatively high for the season here as well, and a lot of us ended up taking some clothing off as we rode throughout the day. The majority of the trails down here were like this. It was kind of like an old woods road quad trail, but it's not rutted up or anything like the quad trails we have around here. It was a nice ride. Lots of climbing, so if anybody complains about P-Town climbing up that, they should take a trip down there. This is the crew gathering at the top of the one climb at the field before we climb more. We were coming up to the small stream crossing before the long downhill. There we have Stein up front. There's the Slugette Sue, the Slug Ron, and this is Eric, the guy who planned out the route. Jim was ahead of us a little bit while that rode with us. There's Eric again coming through the rock garden, and this is the aforementioned Jim coming through.
This time we stood up for ourselves, so get up off your knees. We'll shake up all the tractors in a 10 off engines, and if we fall, pray to win fighting, we're never gonna win. So put aside your differences.
Here's Papa Stein being a badass coming through this deep water crossing. And then after three of us went through it, we saw that there was a bridge a little upways that we could walk across. Good thing we had our old man winters on that day, so it was definitely deep enough to get our feet wet. That's it for this week's Week in Review. Another good, enjoyable week. Have a good one. Be safe in the snow for this week. We'll see you later.